Good morning, students. Today's topic of discussion will be virtual work. Virtual work, as we can see, virtual work is a combination of two words, virtual and work. Virtual means virtual means not real, not real, or hypothetical, or assumed. Work is defined as force into displacement, vector force and displacement, or F dot ds. Dot product of force and displacement is virtual work. Sorry, dot product is work. Now, why we are calling it as virtual work? Actually, virtual work is a work done by either real force multiplied by virtual displacement or virtual force multiplied by real displacement. So, whatever we are going to deal with in today's topic is real force multiplied by virtual displacement. So, our discussion will be focusing on virtual displacement caused by a real force. So, due to that displacement, what will be the amount of work done? That work done will be called as virtual work. So, the topics which we are going to deal with today is definition of virtual work, importance of virtual work, conditions required for its application, active reactive internal forces, procedure to apply this approach. It means virtual work is actually a tool to solve engineering mechanics problems. It is an alternative tool, as we have several other tools. It is an alternative tool, or it's an alternative approach to solve engineering mechanics problem. And this tool or this approach have some basic essential ingredients. This tool and this approach should have. So, in today's topic of virtual work, we are going to discuss following 5 points initially. That means definition of virtual work, importance of virtual work, conditions required for its applications, active reactive internal forces, procedure to apply this approach. So, these are the subtopics which are going to be covered in virtual work. And as an introduction, I can say that virtual work is an approach to solve engineering mechanics problems. It is particularly required when there is slight complexity in engineering mechanics problems. What are those complexities that we will be going to cover in later subtopic discussion, like conditions required for its application. Okay, so let us start the topic virtual work by its definition. So this is how we can define virtual work, or in other words, I'll define, or in other words, we can write principle of virtual work as if a body is in equilibrium So body is in equilibrium. The total work done by force or system of forces system of forces after after displacing the body virtually by small amount is 0. So as per the definition or principle of virtual work, we can conclude that if particle at equilibrium under the application of forces F1, F2, F3, then it can be assumed to be displaced by delta R. The new position is A prime. Then as per the definition of virtual work or principle of virtual work, delta U will be equal to F1 dot delta R plus F2 dot delta R plus F3 dot delta R must be equal to 0. It means summation of individual work done by each forces should be equal to 0. So we can again define virtual work as if a system of forces acting on a body or system of bodies or system of bodies be in equilibrium and the system is imagined to undergo a small displacement, small kinematically allowed displacement or kinematically admissible displacement, then the algebraic sum of the virtual work done by all the forces of the system, done by all the forces will be equal to 0. So this is the principle of virtual work. Here the important word is kinematically allowed displacement or scientifically allowed displacement or kinematically admissible displacement. This is kinematically allowed displacement or kinematically admissible displacement, which we'll be discussing in later parts. Now the second subheading is importance. Now importance of virtual work, as we can see here, the virtual work approach does not necessarily involve this approach does not necessarily involve does not necessarily involve dismembering of system does not necessarily involve dismembering of system to establish relation between forces involved in doing virtual work. So this is one of the importance. Second importance is the method is useful in determining the position of equilibrium of system, determining the position of equilibrium under known loads. Third importance, it is suitable for analysis suitable for analysis of multi-link structure. So subheading will be next subheading will be conditions required for its application. The conditions for virtual work. Conditions required for its application means condition for virtual work is first condition is equilibrium. Second condition is displacement. Kinematically admissible displacement. So these two conditions are to be met for virtual work approach. It means the system should be in equilibrium and the member of the system which is under the application of load should be rigid. Then only it will satisfy the kinematically admissible displacement. It means the members when they are subjected to load, suppose this is a member, when it is subjected to load, it should not deform. This is a member. If it is subjected to load F and this is the length of the member, so L should be constant and the displacement should be in such a way that it should be kinematically admissible. Now if we take this displacement as virtual displacement, if you assume this displacement as virtual displacement, then it is kinematically inadmissible displacement because we have put a constraint of rigid body. It means L should not be changed. So under the application of this force, we cannot assume delta L along the force direction such that it violates the assumption of rigid body. It means L is constant, so delta L cannot be in this way. To better understand what is kinematically admissible displacement, let us again see one more example. This is a member. If it is subjected to force F, then delta U taken like this is kinematically inadmissible displacement, because if we assume displacement like this, then length will be shortened. If A is this point and A prime is the displacement, then you can see that this length L prime. L is greater than L prime, which is not possible. Not possible. So this delta u, so delta u is kinematically inadmissible displacement here in this case. So the only displacement, the only kinematically admissible displacement possible for such kind of member will be this displacement delta u a prime L prime such that L equal to L prime. So a prime equals to delta u is kinematically admissible displacement. So condition required for its equilibrium we have already discussed. There are two conditions. One is equilibrium condition and another is kinematically admissible displacement. These two conditions are required to be met when virtual work approach is to be applied. So equilibrium condition, again, if we consider, to understand equilibrium condition, again if we consider a particle which is under the application of load like this, then if this is the body A which is displaced by delta R, then total work done on the particle due to virtual displacement delta R, this is the virtual displacement delta R, will be delta V. We are writing delta V because we used U for displacement earlier, or whatever symbol you can use. We can also use delta VW or delta W. Delta W will be more suitable because we have used it for work done. So let us use delta W as the virtual work done on the particle due to virtual displacement under the application of these real forces. So we will have F1 dot delta R plus F2 dot delta R plus F3 dot delta R plus F4 dot delta R. This should be like this. Now expressing delta F in terms of scalar sums and delta R in terms of its component. Expressing delta F in terms of scalar sums and delta r in terms of its component. Virtual work in the coordinate directions can be written as delta w equals to summation f dot delta r equals to I summation fx plus j summation fy plus k summation fz dot I delta x plus j delta y plus k delta z. I, j, k are unit vectors along x, y and z directions. Which can further be written as summation fx delta x plus summation fy delta y plus summation fz delta z, which should be equal to 0 as we proved earlier. This is 0, this is 0 because we know that the body is in equilibrium. That means summation f equals to 0. Summation f equals to 0 means summation fx equals to 0, summation fy equals to 0, summation fz equals to 0. Okay, so if the equilibrium condition is met, then virtual work condition will be met. If the virtual work condition is met, it means equilibrium condition will be met. Now let us understand the third subtopic, that is active, reactive and internal forces, which are actually involved in virtual work approach, which are actually needed to be understood while applying virtual work concept. So consider this first diagram. Here this is a 2-bar link which is subjected to P1 and P2 as external forces, and this is a roller support. It has tendency to slide, and this is a hinge support. Now active forces are those forces, which are actually involved in performing the virtual work, Here, due to these forces, we can see that virtual work is performed by these two forces. So these are active forces. Second diagram, if you see, there are reactive forces. These are reactive forces Rx1, Rx2, Ry1. So there are 1, 2, 3 reactive forces. So these reactive forces are not causing any work. So delta virtual work is positive or negative. Delta virtual work equals to 0 in case of these are reactive forces. So for reactive forces in this case, the work done is 0. Sorry. Now this is internal forces. Now these two members are actually linked. Now if you dismember it, free body diagram of this member is to be drawn, then we can say that it is subjected to some force F internal due to 1, and this is subjected to F internal due to 2, and Fi1 equals to Fi2, because these are internal forces. So magnitude will be equal but direction is opposite. So work done, delta virtual work done will be equal to 0 as we have positive and negative work done by these two forces. Now the other subtopic is procedure to apply this approach. So virtual work approach, how it is applied, that is what we are going to discuss. So let us rub all these subheadings so that we can accommodate the procedure. This is a generalized procedure, and it may be different. It may be different slightly for different situation, but in general we can apply this procedure in most of the problems. First, locate the point of, identify the active forces. Identify active forces. Second, active forces are forces which are involved in virtual work. Locate the point of application of this force, these forces. Third, displace the body or member as per the, displace the body or member as per the kinematically admissible displacement of point of application of active forces. Fourth, locate the displaced position of point of application by writing the coordinates. By writing the coordinates coordinates of TOA after displacement. 5. Find out the relation between original position and displaced position. Mean find the relation between original and displaced position of point of application. 6. Apply virtual work condition, that is virtual work equals to F dot dr. F dot dr equals to 0, which is equals to F1 delta r plus F2 delta r plus F3 delta r and so on equal to 0 for single body. F1 delta S1 plus F2 delta S2 plus F3 delta S3 plus equals to 0 for multi-body system or multi-member system. We have discussed the procedure of application of virtual work. Now, as we know that virtual work is an approach used in solving engineering mechanics problems. So what kind of engineering mechanics problem we will be discussing? First is beam problems. Second is links or multi-member problems. So beam and link or multi-member problems will be discussed here in today's lecture of virtual work.